Hey everybody, this is Bensman Home Computer Repair. My name's Dave Bensman, and today I'd like to talk about memory. It's important to have enough memory in your system to enable it to do exactly what you want it to do. There are a lot of factors that influence this, and chief among them is what operating system your computer is running. Let's take a look at this computer that I'm working on. Right here, we're working with Windows 10. That's what's installed on this computer. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find out what's going on with this computer, what's installed. So we're going to go down here where it says type to search, and we're going to type in SYS, and then right up here you see it pops up system information. After we left click on that, the system information window pops up, and it'll tell us a lot of what's going on with this computer. And so if you notice, we're running an i7 processor, and if you go down, it's kind of an older one, and if you go down through the list, you can find right here, it says installed physical memory, RAM, 12 gigs. So I have 12 gigs of installed physical memory, and I have 8 gigs of available physical memory, which means my computer is running programs and the operating system that are taking up almost 4 gigs of my available memory. And I have 13 gigs of virtual memory, which is just basically not actual physical memory. And the more physical memory your computer needs to use, the slower it's going to be. You want it to be have enough actual available physical memory that it doesn't need to use virtual memory. So from this we know that this computer has enough memory to run this operating system and to do what I need it to do. But what if it didn't? What if I had opened that up and it said I only had, 2 gigs of memory or 4 gigs of memory? Let's take a look right here and we'll figure out how we can determine whether our computer has enough memory to do what we want it to do. So right here, what I did was I went to Windows 10 and I looked up their system requirements for Windows 10. And here they are. Windows 10 requires a gigahertz or faster processor and 1 gig of memory. So here's the thing. If you run Windows 10 with a gigahertz processor and a gigabyte of memory and that's it, you're running it on a PC, it's not going to run well at all. It's going to take forever to start. It's going to be very slow when you're trying to open and close programs, and it's going to take a very long time to shut down. What I would recommend with Windows 10 is you're going to need, I would say, minimum 8 gigs of memory. You might get by with 6, but I would say 8 gigs of memory for it to run well. And if you're doing anything else with the computer that requires a lot of memory, uh, and that's basically any kind of complex program, then you're going to want more. So that now we know what we need. We need at least 8, and I'm making these videos, so I probably need maybe 4 more. So let's say, I didn't have that. How would I figure out whether I could put memory in my computer and how much? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your manufacturer's website. If it's a Dell, like this is, you're going to go to the Dell Support Center, and on your computer, on your Dell computer, you're going to have a service tag, and you're going to type it in. I already typed mine in, and it took me here to the support for my computer, and it told me exactly what my model is, told me what my service tag and express service code is. So if I want to call Dell for help, I can, and it'll allow me to download drivers and stuff like that. But what I'm looking for right here is I'm looking for the specifications. So if I download the PDF with the XPS 8500 specifications, then it'll tell me what's going on. It's just a 5-page PDF, but it's got some really good information on it. And if you go all the way down to this page, you can see that it says, here are the specs for memories. So what do I have in it? Well, according to Dell, I've got 4 internally accessible DDR3 DIMM sockets. They're unbuffered, non-ECC dual-channel DDR3, so just your basic DDR3 memory. It'll works at speeds up to 1600 megahertz, and I can put in each slot, I can put either 2, 4, or 8 gigs. And the max memory I can have is 32, and the minimum is 2 gigs. So let's say I only had 2 and I wanted to bump it up to 32 gigs. How would I know what memory I wanted? Well, what I would do is I would go to a memory website. These days, memory websites are really helpful. I decided to go with Crucial, and because they've got a really nice interface. And so when you go with Crucial, you'll find that there, if you click on Buy Memory right here, it'll take you to this, and all you need to do is put in your user, and I'm sorry, your model number and your manufacturer of your computer. So if you go to Dell, and this thing, as we know now, is an 8500, and we hit enter on the keyboard, and there it is, an XPS 8500, and it'll take you directly to this page where it'll tell you how much memory you can put in what configuration. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. We're going to see what memory would be best for us. Right here we've got oh, here it is. Yep, a Crucial 8 gig DDR3L 1600 UDIMM, and so that's the right configuration of memory. That is what Dell is calling for. That's the speed. If we look over here, we can see DDR3 1600 works at 1600 transfers, million transfers a second, which is also what Dell is calling for. And if I had 2 gigs of memory in my system now, what I would do is I would remove the 2 gigs and I would buy 2 of these and I would put them in the machine, and it would work a lot better. The additional memory would allow my computer to start much more quickly, to turn off much more quickly, and to open more programs and have them running at the same time without slowing the computer down. If I would, with 2 gigs, I'd probably be crashing quite a bit, and this would definitely help to address that, if not fully address that. So that's basically how you hunt up memory for your computer, and it's how you determine whether or not you need memory. If you know anybody who needs in-home computer repair, please feel free to let them know. If you're in the Memphis, Bartlett, Germantown, or Collierville or Midtown area, I can definitely tell them whether they need memory, and I can pop whatever memory in there needs to go in there to make their computer run better. I hope that everybody enjoyed this video. I hope they found it helpful. If so, please like it and share it, and please subscribe to my channel. This has been Dave Bensman with Bensman Home Computer Repair, and as always, stay safe.